a soda. With you in a minute. If you see a
no, I got it on the NFL game.
well, that's first. Say if you see the SEC commercial with the rocking chair at the beginning, that's what we're on. Right in the living room. Let us know where you tuned in, and we'll get started here in about 5 minutes. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. We got our ornament exchange for the podcast. We got our Christmas card exchange. We got the live show from Give Kids the World in a couple of weeks, the auction, park hopping, all kinds of stuff to talk about tonight. We'll wait till the top of the hour to get everybody here, then we'll get rolling. Hey, Marlessa. Hello, Adam. Hey, Justin.
Turn me down a little bit.
What's up, Ben, Scott, Derek, Ashley? Hello. Hey, Michelle. Raise your hand if you're going to park hop in 2021. Hey, Kim. Let's pop these up here on the screen. Hey, Ben over in the UK. That's dedication. You should be in bed. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. You guys are showing up too quickly. I can't keep up. Oh my gosh, Kim's at Caribbean Beach. I'll be there in 10 days. Roll Tide, Kurt. Roll Tide. 63-3 over Kentucky. That was a killing. My wife even said they were being bullies. Hey, Jeff. Ohio State got a little scary yesterday. Amy's here. I know everybody's college football teams now. Kate's here. Ashley's here. Hey, Margie. Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. 4 days. Lauren's here. Dun, 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 dun. I got a lot of folks saying they're going to park up. Me too. My annual pass is good till May 28th. Dun, 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 dun. Thank you. Yeah, my birthday's Friday. Hey, Kate, down in Australia. Happy summer morning or whatever time it is down in Australia. That is awesome. Thanks for being here. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, they got to come up with something on MD, I'm sure, to show what's available for your hops. Justin is in Cleveland. Start in about 3 minutes. The night we're going to be, or the day we're going to be at Give Kids World is December 5th. We're going to be live from 2 to 8 Eastern, because that's where we'll be. Not Central, like we usually judge things here. Raise your hand if you got Christmas lights on your house. We do. They're not on, but they're on the house because it was warm. Now it's cold. Hey, Maggie in the mitten. That's right. We speak things into existence on the show. We said park hopping was coming back, and bam, the next day Disney announced it. We also talked about opening the path from the Grand Floridian to Magic Kingdom. That has happened. We've hit on this. We actually even got Google Photos to not be free last week too, which sorry about that. We gave the best tip saying, go get Google Photos. It's free. And then they started charging. Hey, Chris. Chris is in the house. He was on the show last Monday. Wade's up in Nebraska, which I will not even talk about football for Wade, considering Illinois went in and beat Nebraska at Nebraska in Lincoln. Oof. Can we explain Give Kids the World? Yes, let's do that once we start the show. That's a good idea. Let me do that. Oh, yeah, we should start talking about annual passes. That way they can start selling them again. That's right. Maybe this week. Scott, I think you're in East Lansing, if I'm not sure. But you were in Grand Rapids. What's up, Dennis? Down in Texas. I know we got to wield that power carefully. Okay, so down in Australia, it's 11 a.m. and it's 80 degrees. Wow. That's pretty sweet. Tomorrow. That's right. And my dad is over my shoulder. He's kind of looking over these things so we can get everything set up for the live show in Florida. All right. We'll see Jeff at the Village down there on December 5th. That'll be awesome. Yeah, tough day. I would say so. Considering they're wearing their black shirts. Oof. That made it even worse. Oh my gosh, Andrea's down in Florida. She's going to be at homecoming on Saturday for her twins' birthday. Best restaurant. One of the best. I have a guest down there on her honeymoon today. She went to homecoming and she sent me pictures 3 different times. It's not right. Thanks, Veronica, if you're listening on Thursday. All right, it's 6 o'clock. Let's do this. Oh, I'm not in my normal chair. All right. Oops, let's do this real quick. Screen share. Share. Happy Sunday night, everybody. Welcome to yet another Be Our Guest podcast live call-in show. This is Mike Roman here from the Be Our Guest podcast, one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Hope everybody is having an awesome weekend, putting a wraps to yet another one. And we're looking forward to a short work week here in the United States. I know we got folks tuned in over in the UK tonight, folks down in Australia. So glad to have folks tune in all around the world as we talk Disney here for the next hour and take your calls. So hopefully everybody is doing well. We've got some news here at the top of the show, as we always do, but I wanted to fill you in on some stuff that is going on with the podcast so you can keep up with all those things. It is, of course, a busy time of the year. It's an awesome time of the year. And we've been doing this podcast. It'll be 13 years come March. So we have some traditions that have been established with the show over the last decade plus. And one of those things that we started way back when was a Christmas or holiday ornament exchange. And we also do a Christmas or holiday card exchange as well. So if you don't know, if you're one of our newer listeners and you don't know how this works, or if you've been with us the entire time, and since you've been with us so long, you're starting to lose your memory because we're all getting older and older with each episode we put out. Here's how those things work. So just go by the Facebook page and you'll get all the details as to the how, when, why, how it all works, the mechanics of it. Basically, the way it works for both the holiday and the ornament exchange is that Michelle, who is live in our chat here from South Florida, she's put this on for us for years. She gets with Ricky, and everybody kind of puts their name in. And so, for example, what I do is I put my name in the hat. I say, I want to be in on the ornament exchange. And I'll tell you, just side note, my Christmas tree is about half covered with ornaments from the ornament exchange at this point. It's crazy. From all over the world, all kinds of Disney ornaments, and it's really special every year pulling those back out. But the way it works basically is you just kind of fill out a little form. You send it to either Michelle or Ricky. Basically just quick things like your address, maybe a favorite character, stuff like that. And what happens is everybody gets thrown in a hat, and then Michelle will email you somebody else's name. And so you'll go on for that person, and you will I just usually go to shopdisney.com, pick out a sweet ornament for like their favorite character or something, have it shipped directly to that person. I get one sent to my house. Sometimes it's, off of Shop Disney, which is cool. I've had Buzz Lightyears, but also other years I've gotten ornaments that are based on where the person is from. For example, speaking of Michelle, she was my person the very first year we did this. She lives in South Florida. She's a big NASA nut. And she sent me a Santa riding on a space shuttle because she's down in Florida, and that's what they're known for, right? The Space Coast. So she sent me that, and that goes on my tree every year. You can do this for your kids. I know Mallory has done it every year. She gets so excited. We go on, we pick one out for another kid in the podcast community. She gets one. We get to talk about where it came from and all that stuff. It's really, really cool. So if you want those details, just go over to the Facebook page. It's all right there. Same thing for the holiday cards. Now, the holiday cards, you can send those out to like 50 people and get like 50 back. It's crazy. So get on this at your own risk. It's almost like the fish extenders for a podcast cruise. It's a lot of fun to get the gifts, but sometimes it gets a little crazy during the holidays. I think you got to have the things out by like the second week of December. The details are right there on the Facebook page, but it is kind of a fun activity to, spread the joy of the holiday season as we get through. So check it out on the Facebook page. And get in on the ornament or the Christmas card exchange. All right, so that's out of the way. Also, got to remind you, man, this is coming up very, very quickly. We're going to be live at Give Kids the World Village on Saturday, December 5th, 2020. So a week from this Saturday. We're inside of 2 weeks, folks. And we're going to be raising money for the village. And somebody in our chat earlier, let me see if I can catch it, was asking, what's Give Kids the World all about? So let me get this here. And it was Carmen. She says, what's Give Kids the World really all about? So what Give Kids the World Village is, it's this awesome location in Kissimmee, about 10 minutes off of Walt Disney World property. And they are a location. Now, of course, it is closed right now due to the COVID outbreak. They can't have, kids with serious illnesses traveling down to the village at this point. So it is closed, which gives us a unique opportunity this year for the holidays. But normally there's families that get invited down, usually through Make-A-Wish or some other charities. They get to stay in a villa. It's like a little house. We got to tour this place a couple of years ago. Each family gets a villa. It's almost like a little mini house. It's got everything they need. They can have their doctors, their nurses, if they travel with them, depending on the severity of the illness. And they have a place to sleep. They have a little kitchenette. They have Nintendos and Switches and all kinds of stuff in there. The kids can play in the villa themselves. But while they're there, they get all their food taken care of. I know Perkins and Papa John's are big donators to the village. They take care of the food and so forth. There's other companies as well. Every night they celebrate a different holiday. So one night a week is always Christmas. Another night of the week is Halloween. And the kids get to pick out a Halloween costume free of charge. They go to this big room. They're all donated. They pick out a Halloween costume on Christmas Eve, which happens once a week because they rotate families through every week. Christmas presents show up. Santa visits the village every week. It's just an amazing place. So we raise money for them every year to help kind of offset these struggles these families are going through. It's kind of good to do some good things in the world. So do plan to join us from 2 to 8 Eastern on December 5th. Donate some money for the village. We're going to be there. We're going to take you around the Christmas lights. They have over 3 million Christmas lights on the village this year. It's like Osborne Lights used to be at the studios. We're going to take you around, tour that. I'm not going to get on one of the rides they have, but I will get on the other 2. There's a swing that goes back and forth real fast. I got on that last time we visited. I almost puked. Not getting on that. I'll put Ricky on that one. I'll get on the little pedal ride that takes you up high, and I'll ride the train, but I'm getting old, so I'm not getting on the swing unless maybe we raise like $1 million. So we'll see how that goes. But December 5th, put it on the calendar. Join us at Give Kids the World. And especially if you're down there, come on over. You got to get your tickets, though. They're selling out quick. Scott, he told me that some of the times are already sold out. All right, so let's hit the Disney news real quick, and then we'll open the phone lines for your calls for the remainder of the hour. So let me pop up the news brought to you by themouseforless.com. Let's go full screen here so you can see everything. We have, speaking of rides that can make you sick, we have updated details about Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at Epcot. Of course, if you don't know, that's the new coaster coming to Future World, or whatever they're going to call it here in the near future. You can't miss it. It's the gigantic building over there where Universe of Energy used to be. And if you saw earlier, there's a lot of Epcot news this past week, but if you saw they got the track and they have some of the vehicles on the track. Here's the thing. The cars kind of spin on the track as you're going on the track to kind of focus you where the action is going to be in the screens, in the scenes as you go around. They call it a storytelling coaster. And the vehicles can rotate 360 degrees, and it's got a reverse launch. So I am not the youngest podcaster out there anymore. This kind of sounds like this could be a little dangerous for the GI system. It could be something that makes you kind of a little ill. So we're going to have to wait and see, because this reminds me of a ride I did over at Universal when we were down there for training. One of the Harry Potter rides, which kind of did this to focus your attention. I was not a big fan. But I know a lot of folks will like this, and I'll give it a shot. The track looks crazy. So that is coming soon, but not till 2022. All right, next story. We're just hitting these very, very quickly. We found out that Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is not going to open in 2020. We thought it might. We've seen the signs. They have the wait time sign. They have everything ready in France over at Epcot. but they're holding off. They're going to use this as a carrot kind of to entice people, I think, to travel in the first quarter of 2021. But from what I've heard, it is ready to go. So we'll have Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Of course, that is a trackless ride from the perspective of being a rat in a French restaurant. So how exciting is that? We also got details about the new Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel. Of course, this is the Disney's really going out on a flyer with this hotel. This is going to be similar. They keep saying it's going to be similar to a cruise ship experience on land. You don't book this hotel per night. You book this hotel per cruise. So you might do a 3-night cruise and you stay. If you've seen I'm sure you have, you're a Disney fan. You've seen the art for the rooms. I think it looks pretty sweet. But if you've never cruised, if you've never gone on a big cruise ship, I think you might be shocked with the size of the cabins, the accommodations, because literally the kids are sleeping in bunks that are kind of carved out of the wall, and you got a kind of a small-ish main bed. I'm guessing that's probably about the size of a double, possibly a queen, maybe not. But it does look pretty cool. And of course, you're going to be looking out into space, projected windows and so forth. They're going to take excursions into Batu. So yeah, I don't think I'll be able to afford it, so I don't want to get too excited, but looks pretty neat. So we'll see how that goes when that opens. But that is opening in 2021 from what I read. 3 more quick stories. We have Harmonious coming to Epcot, right? The new nighttime spectacular that replaced Illuminations, which was there for almost 20 years. My favorite nighttime fireworks show, RIP. And this week we found out some shocking news, actually, that the Harmonious barges that will go out into the middle of World Showcase Lagoon, those suckers are going to be permanent. They're not just floating in and out like we did with Illuminations. They're going to be anchored out there. And during the day, they're going to have a fountain show. This kind of sounds like the Bellagio out in Las Vegas, possibly. But if you look at the concept art, which I have on the screen right now, if you're watching the video, it kind of blocks the view of World Showcase as you go from Future World and look across World Showcase Lagoon out to the American Adventure Pavilion, Italy, Japan. It's, well, I guess that maybe, hopefully they can sink these things back down under the water level when they're not using them, pop them out, do a fountain show during the day. Disney's, they're pretty good at this stuff. So I'm going to give them a pass on this and see what happens. But yeah, we'll get a fountain show, which is always fun. Something new to World Showcase Lagoon, not only at night, but in the day. Probably the biggest news of the week, park hopping is coming back to Walt Disney World in 2021. You will finally be able to visit more than one park per day. That has not been available here in 2020 since the parks reopened in July. The way it's going to work, it's pretty simple. It's a modified system. You'll make your reservation for your first park of the day. You have to go visit that park. And then right now it says after 2:00 p.m., you can hop over to a second park without a park reservation for that one. I don't know exactly how that's going to work as far as checking availability. I'm sure they'll probably have it on the My Disney Experience app, but you will be able to go from one park to the other, and they're going to have the park-to-park transportation running as well. So that's pretty good too. Last story of the day, then we're going to open the phone lines. You got a lot to talk about tonight, so you got to call me and tell me what you think. We're going to get some more restaurants back here very, very shortly. Crystal Palace, of course, right there across from Cinderella Castle in the Magic Kingdom, is coming back on December 13th. So I'm going to miss that one, but Crystal Palace will be back on December 13th. And we get the Tomorrowland Terrace is opening on December 17th. So another Magic Kingdom counter service location where you can go snack. And of course, November 25th. So what's today? Oh, we got 3 days. Woody's Lunchbox is coming back in Toy Story Land. And I think they got rid of tachos, though, which is my favorite thing. It's those tater tots, which they call potato barrels. But you can eat over at Woody's Lunchbox one more time in Toy Story Land. So that is your news brought to you by the magicforless.com, the mouseforless.com, all the less.coms. And there it is. So if you want to give me a call, if you want to talk about park hopping, you want to talk about restaurants coming back, you want to talk about the coaster, you excited for Guardians of the Galaxy? What are you excited? Are you excited for the walkway from the Grand Floridian over to the Magic Kingdom? Are you going to hoof it now to the Magic Kingdom instead of taking a boat or a bus or a monorail? I might. I don't know. Give me a call. The phone number is 407-413-9395. Got 2 calls coming in. Let's get the first one in. Hey, caller, who's joining us?
Hey, it's Maggie from the Mitten. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, Maggie?
Well, this is a small piece of news that I'm sure most people missed and don't care about, but I'm very sad, so I needed to call in and talk about it.
Well, small, sad news is our specialty, so go ahead.
So, as you know, and probably a lot of the listeners, I used to work at Kilimanjaro Safaris, and I worked there like right up at the very end of the time of the poaching storyline.
Oh, yep.
So they removed the video of Warden Wilson Mutua from the queue. So like they kept on taking out parts of everything. They took away the plane. They took away Miss Jobson's video. But Wilson, on the way, like right up to the docks, he still had his little video and the plane was in the background. He'd be like, I am Warden Wilson Mutua. And all you have to do is work the line like for 2 days and you have that thing memorized, right?
Right.
And so he's gone. So he's gone from the very last remnants of the poacher storyline of the original ride. They took him down this week and he's gone. So I'm sad about that.
I know. Well, you know what we got to think of is that he's out looking for Little Red, right? Because Little Red's been gone from the attraction for, almost probably 5, 6, 7 years. So maybe he's
more than that.
You would know, but I mean, maybe he adopted Little Red and they've gone off into the savannah and they're living happily together. That's what I like to think.
I love that idea. I'm so here. You gotta, what do they call it? Headcanon.
Yes.
Is when
totally.
you make up a story about like characters. Our headcanon is that Warden Wilson Mutua went off and is taking care of Little Red, and they have a little outpost together. And yeah, we're going to imagine that forever. But I saw that this week and I was really sad. Like the last little vestiges of what the opening day attraction was,
Right. But what I heard was that the new video features, of course, updated. I think they had to update what the expectations were for the queue because it's changed so much. But I even thought that I heard, of course, I haven't seen it yet, is that they even put photography tips for taking pictures of the animals. And think about when they made that video. I mean, I bet you the iPhone, maybe it was the very first iPhone that was out, if there was even an iPhone out when they recorded that video. So it's pretty neat that they, because the safari is such a unique experience that you do it. I like the idea that they're going to tell you, hang on to your camera and maybe here's a couple of tips to get the best pictures. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. People would get really mad that, the trucks would hit bumps, which, they made it so that it would hit bumps the whole time. It's supposed to be kind of off-roady.
Right.
And the guests would get so mad that you ruined their photo. And you just be like, I don't have any control over what I'm driving on here.
Well, see, I drive a Jeep Wrangler, so it's all good. I just consider it a smooth ride, through the savannah, because that's me going to Taco Bell. I mean, that's nothing different.
Right. Right.
You know what gets
exactly
me
the same thing.
What gets me on that attraction, though, the one thing is when somebody, I try to be, and I don't take many pictures of the animals because I have this philosophy of if it's something like a giraffe, when I get home, I'm not really going to care about that picture of the giraffe. Not to be mean, but like there's people out there that can take a way better picture of that giraffe than I can. I'm not, that one animal that hides up in the woods, you can barely see. What's that first one? They always talk about. He's the ghost of the forest.
The okapi.
Yes, I can never find that dude. And everybody's taking a picture. I'm like, they're just taking pictures of trees. He's not up there. I can't see him. So I'm just like, whatever. I'm just going to enjoy the ride. But I when people hold their cameras up and like get them in front of you where you can't even see to enjoy the ride, that bugs me. That gets me.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah. Well, I just needed to call in to give my little RIP to Warden Wilson Mutua because it was such a big part of my life for such a long time, and it made me sad. It made me sad.
I could see it. And Jack in the live chat says we're off roadie, ROHDE. So I like that pun. Very good.
Aha,
yes.
aha! I love it.
That was smooth. All right. Well, hey, happy Thanksgiving. Have a good one up in the Mitten, and we'll talk to you soon.
Real quick, Mike, happy birthday to you as well.
Yay! I'm getting older. One more year.
It's okay. Mine was last week, so me too. Me too.
Happy birthday. I get a chocolate pie on Friday. That's all I got to say.
Yes. Perfect. All right. See you, Mike.
I'll see you later. Bye. All right. 407-413-9395. 407-413-9395. Let's get to the next caller. And it is our buddy Alfred out in New York. Alfred, what's going on?
Hey, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Oh, pretty good. It's chilly up here.
It is here too.
Yeah, we had a few nice days, and now today's cold again.
Same. So you're going to
Yeah.
have that here for the next couple of days. It's heading your way.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow's going to be nice here. Then it's going to flip again.
Well, you're in New York. You got to have the cold weather for the parade on Thursday. Well, I know it's a modified parade, but I mean, we got to all pretend, right? We, my daughter Mallory said she wants to do the ice skating thing on the big ice rink some year. Not this year, but some year she wants to go do the ice skating thing in front of Rockefeller.
Oh, in New York?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so pretty too.
So we got a lot of news.
Yeah.
How's the news hitting you? What do you want to talk about?
What struck me right away was the park hopping.
Yay or nay?
Because it starts while I'm there.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah. So I'm like, yes.
It is good.
Yeah. It opens up a lot now. And it helps too because, well, the only thing is now, because it's after 2:00, and I didn't realize that. I was hoping for that extra chance for Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, that was the one caveat they had in the press release is that you will not be eligible for a Rise of the Resistance boarding group when you hop to the studios.
Okay. Yeah, because you have to do it on your way there, but I guess that's the point. They don't want you to get that.
No, I think you can only get it if that's your first park of the day. That you're ineligible if you hop over there. Yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay. What else? There's just so much. I'm like, all week I was like watching everything. Yeah. I didn't know about the the restaurants reopening.
Yep. So you'll
that
have
one
all
I
of
didn't
them.
know about.
Yeah, you'll have all of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad about Woody's toy box or lunch box, whatever. Toy box, lunch box.
Woody's, they're Pop-Tarts and tater tots. Well, I don't even know. I think the tater tots are. I went to this is sad. I went to the Toy Story Land media event for the press before it opened. So we got to do all this cool stuff, and I'm there with Pam Forrester. I think the thing I got the most excited about was the tachos, was the tater tots with all the stuff on top of them. They had all this other stuff, dude.
Those were good.
I must have eaten 500 tater tots that weekend.
Oh my God.
So that's how I roll.
I know they are good.
Yeah. My buddy Scott goes to Citrico's. I can eat tater tots. That's the difference.
I've never eaten at Citrico's.
I have.
It's
once.
too expensive.
Yeah, it was fancy.
Yeah. I'd have to bring my suit and tie, and that's not happening.
I hear you. I know. This is dressed up as I have my fancy hoodie on tonight, so I'm dressed up. That's 2020 for you.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So, I'm really hoping for the time you're Give Kids the World that you guys make a lot of money there.
I hope so too.
Yeah, I think you will. Now that we understand, even as a group, what it is, I think people are going to just get behind it even more.
Yeah, our community comes together and really rallies every year. We've raised over $100,000 for the village since we started this, and Ricky puts a lot of the legwork in firsthand. So I got to give her a huge shout out for that. Now, let me ask you this: have you been watching the right stuff on Disney Plus about the Mercury astronauts?
No, I haven't.
Okay, because there's a lot because Henry Landworth is in that miniseries who started Give Kids the World. Because I don't know if people know this, he's the bartender a couple times because he owned a hotel in Cocoa Beach. Is how it all started. He had a hotel in Cocoa Beach right on the Space Coast, right there where the astronauts always went. They put the Mercury astronauts up in his hotel. So he became friends with the original 7 astronauts, but he was a person who survived the Holocaust. So he was very fortunate. He wanted to spread, joy to the world because he got out. And so what he did was he found people that were coming to Florida that had no place to stay. And they needed some, these families, again, kind of like the village developed into. He gave rooms at his hotel for free for families that needed it, that were coming down to visit Walt Disney World.
Wow.
And that's how it started. Then he got his own place. So yeah, you'll see the Starlight Hotel.
Great.
And there's a place in the village right now called Starlight Scoops. And it looks just like the place in the miniseries.
Wow. I wish I could come down and be there, but it's just not.
No, I got you. Oh, and by the way,
feasible this year.
I haven't been to Citrico's either. Scott just reminded me. I've been to Narcoossee's. That was the fancy place I went to with Scott and his family.
The other
They're all
place,
fancy.
yeah.
I can't keep track of them, but I have not been to Citrico's.
Yeah, exactly. Just put Grand Floridian there, and you know it's
totally.
fancy.
I know, seriously.
They
don't let me in.
No, they kicked me out.
Right. They said get back to Pop Century, dude. You're a value guy.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, although I'm loving my DVC membership, it's just amazing. So
can I break something on you? I haven't told anybody this yet.
Yeah.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
I get to stay one night at the Riviera.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, I'm going down one night early because I want to take pictures in the Magic Kingdom and one night in the studios to get content for the show. And I was only going to have one dark time if I went down on Friday because I fly out Sunday afternoon. So I won't be in the parks at night. Saturday we'll be at the Village all day. So I'd only have Friday night. So I'm going to go down Thursday and go Thursday night in one park, Friday night in the other. And I'm staying with Scott and his family that he got a 1-bedroom villa over at Riv. So I'm staying with him for the first night. So I get to say,
wow,
I've stayed at the Riv. Yes.
Yeah.
Pumped.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, me too. Cause I had the 3 stays in December. Now it's all just there.
Yep.
I'm like so excited about that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yep. So, what else? Oh, I was watching a YouTuber today, and I have to say that the cavalcades for Christmas are amazing.
They are. I know. I agree. I love Christmas. I'm just so excited to get down and just hear the Christmas music and see the lights and wreaths and all that.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, what are they doing for New Year's Eve still?
Dude,
they're not announcing anything.
If they don't announce it the next week, they're not doing anything. I can't believe it, but I mean, I can. It might just be go back and they'll put something on the TV. I don't know.
And go to bed?
That's what the rest of the world's going to be doing just to get this year over with. So, yeah, maybe you too. I don't know.
I'm like, but New Year's Eve in the park, that's what it is.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You've seen my videos, man. We've been there many times with listeners from all over the world. I know the one year we're there with Malcolm and his family from the UK. There were like 30 of us. We're over in China. I mean, just people. There were so many people. I mean, if you had to go to the bathroom, it was like a 45-minute wait just to get in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I mean, like to get Chinese food, it was crazy. And they had that fire-breathing dragon on top of you, and they just playing the disco music. Oh, so awesome! But yeah, that would not happen this year. That would not happen. No, but yeah, it was fun.
You don't think it could though?
Oh no, not that. I mean, no. Could they socially distance do a hard ticket event? Yes, but they couldn't do a normal New Year's Eve. Heck no.
Yeah, but even though they have it at a capacity point.
They could, they could do it at Epcot. They could spread people out at Epcot if they only sold like 3,000 to 5,000 tickets. But is it worth it? I don't know. They'd have to charge a fortune for the tickets, I would think.
Yeah. Yeah. Or if they give it, like, if there are too many people on a normal day to keep people there, say.
Yeah, everybody would go. You know what I'm saying? Because even though I've known that I'm still going to be able to get in Epcot at like 4 or 5 on New Year's Eve, I always still go at like 2 because I'm scared I'm going to. Epcot never closes for capacity under normal circumstances because it is huge. It's a huge park and it has a lot of empty space.
Well, they used to close, you know.
Well, Epcot's always the last one because it's got the most capacity for guests. But
because I used to go in the morning at like 7:30 in the morning just to be in there. Because by 11 o'clock, they were closing down phases.
Yeah. If you're a resort guest, you're pretty safe because you're the last one to get shut out. But I mean, no kidding. I mean, the joke is on New Year's Eve at Epcot, you see, it looks like a refugee camp, right? There's people sleeping on the grass. There's people sleeping under benches because they're just kind of riding it out for the night. But they just want to be in the park so they don't get shut out. Michelle said it best in the live chat. It's hard to believe that ever happened, but it'll come back. You know, this will happen again. Just not this year. We just got to give this year up. But it'll come back.
Yeah, because I'm wondering, like, how many people is that 35%?
I haven't,
capacity.
yeah, exactly. Because we don't know what the top end number is.
Yeah, right. So that's why I'm confused why they can't do it.
I don't know. It's their
You
call. The bottom line is they can't have a outbreak, or else their goose is cooked. So
Yeah,
it's not really worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if their goose is cooked, my goose is cooked. So I don't want anybody's gooses getting cooked. So
yeah,
let's don't do it.
exactly. No. Yeah. But I think a hard ticket would be fine, but they gotta announce it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey,
okay.
one more.
Go tonight.
Okay, we're good. Well, have a good Thanksgiving, and
okay.
we'll be back next Sunday night. It'll be the last show before the Florida show. All right, we'll talk to you soon, Alfred.
What was the last question you had?
No, I'm just going to ask you if you want to talk about any of the other stories, but we'll pick it up next week.
Oh, yeah, I think I caught all of them.
You did. Well, except for the
like you said, I probably won't stay at the Star Cruiser.
Yeah, I can't afford that.
2 days, 2 nights, and it's probably going to be $1,200 at minimum.
Oh, dude, probably more than that. More because it's not very big. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not. You know what?
Yeah.
I'm telling myself it's out of my league, and if I can afford it, I'll be happy. But I'm just not getting my expectations that I will.
Right. I'm not either. So.
All right. Well, hey,
if they tie it in with DVC, then I can.
They're not going to do that.
Use points there. No,
I
will
not do that because that's not running. Yeah, that doesn't generate revenue. All right. Well, hey, happy Thanksgiving, buddy. I'll talk to you next week.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
All right, Alfred. You stay safe.
Bye.
Bye. All right. 407-413-9395. Next call. They're rolling in. Sorry about that. We got 2-3 calls coming in at the same time. Hang on. Let's do this and that. Eric, are you there? I believe it's Eric. Oh. Eric, are you there? Oh, let's get this. All right, caller. Who's there?
What's up, Mike? It's Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. What's going on?
Watching into this Colts-Packers game that's insane.
Yeah, I watch college football. I don't usually watch NFL, but there you go.
But it's just
Once the NFL leaves your city, you just don't care anymore. It's just kind of how it works.
Yeah.
But now, hey, I gotta ask you this though. I mean, how scared were you yesterday of Indiana? That was game.
So I think thankfully for me, I had to work during the entire game, so I missed it. But I was getting messages every time something good or bad what happened.
I hear you. I did not expect that to be within a touchdown.
It shouldn't have been.
Yeah. Well, you made it through. It's good.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
But so I want to talk about this park hopping because it has me excited, has a lot of people I know excited. I was talking to my mom about it, and she's wondering, okay, so it's all about capacity, but her whole thing is, okay, say, someone wants to go to the Magic Kingdom for the second one, but say a family, leaves at noon to go have lunch at Disney Springs, but if they come back after 2, will they still be able to get back in if it's already at capacity with people hopping over? I don't know how they're going to keep track of capacity. People leave and try to come back.
I mean, I would guess there's a chance. Well, here's the thing. I think if you have a park reservation for that first park, like you said, that was your initial park. You were there in the morning, you leave, you go somewhere, you want to come back. I would say, yes, you're going to get in. Now, we know that Disney is increasing park capacity. They were at 25%. I've heard, they announced they increased it, and I saw the number 35%. Probably about 3 weeks ago, and they had that investors call or whatever. But the thing is, if you've been there and you know that as the day wears on, there's a lot of people that bail out of that park in the last few hours. And so they're seeing a lot of unused capacity at the end of the day. So they know the numbers, they see the in and the out. So I know that they're maybe like on an out, some strange flyer day that they might not have capacity for somebody to get in, but I would say 95% of the time, everybody's going to be able to go where they need to go. I would guess, or else they wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, because I know it's like Hollywood Studios later in the day. It'll kind of thin out, and other
Yeah.
spaces will thin out.
Right. Especially like after 2:00. I mean, think about the coincidence. It's 2:00. That's that second shot at your Rise boarding group right now. And the thing is, I bet you when people try the 2:00 boarding group and they don't get it, they bail. And then you got capacity in the park.
Yeah, and then so the other thing is because like everyone says, well, how do you know if they need to put something in my Disney experience? Either says this park has this much capacity left, or what they honestly need to do, which I know they won't, but it would be the best thing, is you basically at 2:00 you can make a second reservation for whatever park you want to go. So I know they won't, but that'd just be the easiest way, so people don't just drive up and then they turn away because of that capacity.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because you have to go to that first park first. You still got to have a theme park reservation.
Yeah.
You have to basically, have to like check in. I don't know. Obviously, you probably don't have to stay very long, but you at least got to go to that park, and then you can't go to the second one till 2. I kind of disagree. I would rather not have a park reservation and just be able to go. But the thing is at 2:00. But you're right. I mean, if you make there's pros and cons to all this. If you make a second reservation, then you've got a guaranteed entry into that park because you're in the system. Where I see what you're saying, that I could at 2:00 want to go to Epcot. Well, Epcot's a bad example, but 2:00 I want to go to the studios from the Magic Kingdom. And by the time I get over there, it's reached capacity. Now I'm like, oh, well, shoot, I wasted that trip. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
Yeah, it's funny. I'm just happy that it's back.
Me too. Because the thing is, like I was telling Scott, because when we're going down in a couple weeks, is that I really, really want to get some pictures of the castle projections, because that's new this year. But I also still have never seen the Tower of Terror projections. I never have seen that. So I was trying to figure out, because I'm only going to be there one time where it's dark, so I was like, oh man, Friday night's my only night, because Saturday night I'll be at the Village. Sunday I'm flying home. So I went down, I added an extra day. I'm going down Thursday night, so I can go to the Magic Kingdom Thursday, Studios Friday to take pictures. But I mean, if there was park hopping, I could possibly go from one to the other and just at least snag some pictures for like an hour, which you can't do right now.
Yeah, because me and my mom went about 2 weeks ago before I went back to work, and me and her, we always park hop, but it was like we went to Epcot for our first day. We left by like 3:00, went to the hotel, checked in, because we couldn't go to any other park. So it was kind of like again, it's different for us. We're semi-local 2 hours away, but it's like we do what we want to do. If something's too long, we'll go next time. So like you get to a point where it's like, I guess we're done for the day, and it's like you can't go anywhere else right now.
Right. Yeah, you're right. Because once you decide, that's what I noticed over the summer, and that's what I'm hearing from guests, and I'm seeing from friends that are down there, is that once you kind of decide that you've had your fill of the Magic Kingdom, say you go to the Magic Kingdom right when it opens, and you do rides, for like 6-7 hours, you have lunch at the Magic Kingdom, you see, a couple shows, what have see Carousel of Progress, whatever. When you're done with the park, the thing is, you're very limited on the rest of your day and your evening. Like you can go to other resorts, you might go to Disney Springs, you can hang out at your hotel, but that's about it. You don't have that option where, here's a situation that really comes up, I think, for a lot of us that listen to the show, is that I'll start in a park other than Epcot. And then we typically will hop to Epcot late in the day to grab dinner and watch fireworks at the end of the day under normal circumstances. And so, it's kind of shocking for me that if I'm done with Animal Kingdom, because I'm usually done with that park by like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, like then the rest of my day is very limited on what I can do.
Yeah. It's just, no, here's one. Do you think they're going to bring back fast passes anytime soon?
I do think they will. I think they're working on it. But yeah, I think that here's what I think. And again, who knows? It's the 3rd week of November. I would say, so we got park hopping back. I would say that they're working to get the Disney dining plan back soon. Mm-hmm. But the key is, what do they have to do to get the Disney dining plan back? There's not much they have to do for that. All they have to do is get the restaurants back up to more capacity. That's the only thing that's keeping the dining plans away, and that's revenue generating. So that would be good for Disney. FastPass also helps them allocate the staffing of the, they know how many people are going to be scheduled for each attraction, each hour, whatever. But I would say that would come back, but I would say that probably will come back maybe like spring of 2021. Maybe we'll see. It all depends. I mean, right now they can't, but I would say they're going to keep sneaking up the capacity. They're going to open more restaurants and see how it goes. So we'll see. But yeah, they're trying to bring it back.
Yeah, no, very last question. I just opinion. Say this vaccine that they're working on is great. And do you think they'll get to a point where they'll say they'll go back to 100%, but they'll be like, you can only come in unless you can prove to us you have a vaccine? Do you think they'll ever do that?
I don't think so. I think I don't know about the legality of that. Of course, I think they could because they're a private company. They probably could. What are the optics of that? Because for some people, the optics of that are amazing, right? Because I mean, it's just like, like when you fly in an airplane, a lot of people don't want to go through all the TSA, checkpoint, right? To get, to go through the x-ray machine and to take off your belt and all that, junk that we have to do. But the thing is, as big of a pain in the butt as as soon as I'm through there, I can relax. I'm like, okay, I feel safe on the plane, right? It's a pain. It's like a short-term little pain. I think the same thing. A lot of people be like, oh God, I don't want to, and I know it probably won't be a swab up your nose for the rest, could be some other, less evasive kind of quick, rapid test. But, some people are like, I'm not going to go to a theme park if I have to do that. But then some people are like, yes, because then I have peace of mind that everybody's going through a screening process. Because as great as the shooting your forehead with the temperature sensors, I think that's a okay idea, but I don't know how reliable that is, right? Because people could be taking ibuprofen or Tylenol or, and also when I was down there, it was the beginning of August. It was like walking on the sun. I'm surprised I wasn't 105 degrees just because I was hot. It's just, I don't know. You're right. I mean, who knows? Because it's never been done. I think some people would love it. And that would be very polarizing though. But some people love it. Some people hate it.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
That's all I got.
All right. Well, hey, you have a happy Thanksgiving and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Yes. Hopefully. Have a happy Thanksgiving, Mike.
All right. Take care. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yep.
All right. Hey, shout out to Jenna, who's made it to her first live podcast recording. Glad to have you here on YouTube. Thanks for joining us. And now, guess what? The phone lines are back open. We had a lot of folks trying to call in all at the same time. So now's your chance. 407. Gotta love that area code, right? Central Florida. 407-413-9395. 413-9395. So we've got a lot to talk about. Park hopping. That is on the top of everybody's wish list, and you are getting it we're getting it for the new year. We're getting it for Christmas. Is it like a week late Christmas present for us all? Hanukkah present, whatever you celebrate. It's something. Won't it be the weirdest thing on January 1st to have people going to more than one park? Alfred's lucky. He's going to be down there for a long stay. And so he'll be there to get to experience this. I'll just be missing it at the beginning of December. I'm resetting Skype so you guys can call back here in just a second. I saw we missed a call. All right, we are back. So give us a call, 407-413-9395. Yeah, I think these three things are going to come back. We're going to get we're getting park hopping back. We're going to get the dining plan back, and we are going to get Fast Pass back. I have to think so. All right, we have our next caller. Hey, who's joining us?
Hey, this is hashtag Scotty G.
Oh, that's what I thought. What's up, Scott?
Hey, how's it going? Having a good night?
Okay. I'm having a great night. Can I summarize like your last 24 hours real quick on the show? Because like you're basically like you're the fourth member of the panel, right? So I got to fill everybody in because I've been talking to Scott all weekend. You've had a great weekend. The Popeye story just tops the weekend off, though. That cracked me up. So Scott's been going after a new phone. He's going down to Walt Disney World later this week. He was upgrading his phone to take amazing pictures when he's down there with that new iPhone 12. And so had him on order. So I think we talked about this last week, right? Your phone was going to come in the day you were traveling to Florida, correct?
That's correct. It's coming. The arrival date is the 27th, and I leave very early on the 27th.
That is
your
so,
birthday.
Yeah, exactly. That's so my luck. Like it would be delivered like right when I'm in the air to go on a vacation where I want to take all the pictures, right? Okay. So you texted me, you're like, I came up with a new plan. So this is real quick. Just tell the story about what you did to kind of you found a solution to this problem.
Yeah, so Friday night, I'm just freaking out about it because that's all I can. I mean, I got a lot going on. I've had a lot of stresses over the last month, but
Right.
the phone stress is like the last thing I need, right? So I'm just thinking, like, man, maybe I can. Our carrier is through Verizon. That's where I was ordering the phones. I'm like, maybe I can contact Verizon and they can just change the shipping to like a Verizon store out there. We'll rent a car. We'll just go pick it up, so I don't have to worry about it being delivered here in Michigan and trying to get someone to sign it. And then because I mean, number one prior. I mean, yeah, I was mad like I wouldn't have my phone while being down there, but then I'm worried like, well, where's my phone going to be?
Yeah,
like, is
sure.
someone going to
You're
get
sitting
it
on
for
your-
me?
Yeah, sitting on your front porch for a week. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So I wanted to at least come home to a phone at the very least. So trying to figure all that out, and then like they won't let you change the shipping once it's ordered. Like you can cancel an order, but you can't modify it
Okay.
to go somewhere else, which I thought was really bizarre. So I'm like super frustrated. I get on Apple's website and then I see like there's a phone available that I can pick up in 2 days. I'm like, sweet.
Score.
So me and my wife are both getting new phones, and I'll try to speed it up. But it was a crazy series of events where like I'm trying to order her phone, and it's like, oh, you actually we see that you have one pending through Verizon, so I had to go cancel the order, which is a big chance, right?
Yeah, it
Like,
is.
shoot, I'm about to cancel this.
That's exactly. You know what my Pam said? His mistake was he canceled before he had the other phones. But I didn't know you had to do it in that order. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
He shouldn't have canceled
Yeah,
until he had it in
unfortunately-
hand, but I didn't know that was the policy. You're right.
You're absolutely right. I would have taken that, but it could tell that I had like a pending order through Verizon. So I took a big shot. I canceled, and then quickly back to the Apple website. And like, okay, I can get it in 2 days. I can get it on Monday. That's sweet. And then I'm like, I kind of want it today, though, because us Apple users, man, we want our technology right away. So then I found one that was available in Grand Rapids, which is about 60 miles west of here. I'm like, you know what, road trip. There's a Freddy's, counter service restaurant we like out there. We like to get their custard. We'll just make a little day of it. Cause I'm thinking like, oh, I'll pick it up at like 12 or 1 in the afternoon, get it all going. And the pickup time is like 7:30 at night. I'm like, whatever. I don't care. Let's get it. So I get Elizabeth done and I'm trying to add mine. And it's like, you can only do one phone per order. I'm like, shoot. So I get Elizabeth done and then I go back in to do mine. Cause you got to do the wife's first. Like she's the most important. So then I go to do mine. And then they ran out of time slots for the day.
Oh my gosh.
I know. So then I was like, well, the one where there actually is like an Apple store like 2 miles from our house. So I start making the order for that one for Monday. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take one more peek at that Grand Rapids store we're going to. And still it didn't show anything. But all of a sudden my store showed a time for 3:30
Yes.
for the same day. I'm like,
Yes.
heck yeah. I jumped all over it. I'm like, sweet, I'm actually going to get my phone first, which is kind of random because I was trying to order Elizabeth's first. So anyway, all day, like I'm texting you like, oh man, I'm so excited to get this, and like you keep asking for like order statuses, like, did you get it? Did you get it? I'm like, it's 3:30, man. Just hold on. It's at 3:30. I show up. Actually, I started hanging like the Christmas lights and got kind of busy. And like Emily's like, Dad, your order's almost time. I'm like, oh shoot, we got to go. So we go there. Mike, we see people like waiting outside, which is typical, I'm like, okay, there's people waiting outside. Doesn't matter. We have an appointment. People were waiting outside for a Bath and Body Works because apparently they're having like some candle sale.
Yeah, oh, I know. Yeah, I know about that. My girls go there all the time. Yes.
Yep. So they're waiting for this candle sale. Then I realized, oh, there's no one waiting at the Apple store. Why is no one waiting? The store is closed.
You sent me that picture and the whole store was closed. I was like, oh, dude, no way. It's
So,
it's like getting to
out.
Walt Disney World and like the moose out front not telling you it was closed.
Exactly. Wally World. Exactly. It's a vacation. I swear I swear my life is like Clark Griswold sometimes, I swear. So now I'm like, am I going to be able to get my phone? Like, what's going on here? So Elizabeth calls Apple and it's not like a direct person to that store. And they're like, we're calling the store. It looks like they are closed. And then we're like, well, we're going to drive to Grand Rapids to get this other phone. Are they closed?
Yeah, no kidding. I'm driving 60 miles.
Yeah. So they were like, yeah, they seem to be open. You'll be fine. So we go out there, and I didn't tell you this though. So they have like this. They built their store kind of differently now, like to an express. I don't know if you've seen these Apple Expresses. So basically, they're like, it's almost like going to like a credit union or a bank where they have like a teller window, and you just go up there and you work with the person between like plexiglass. It's actually kind of cool how
That's
they
a good
like
idea.
converted it.
Yeah.
Express. Yeah. So then we go up there, and like Elizabeth's like getting her phone. They're like, "Oh, we don't see you in here."
Oh,
And
shut
you
up.
should have seen my
Oh,
face, man.
God.
You should have seen my face. Like, and like, I mean, it's in her name, so she's doing all the talking. I'm just like turning bright red. Like, we don't see your order. They like scan her phone. Like, nothing pops up. They're like, well, what's the order number? They're like, this is for like a Steve so and so. Like, no, it's not for a Steve. Like, I kind of jumped in. Like, no, it's for an Elizabeth. So, and then apparently, like, their like appointments are like right on. They're like, oh, you're 15 minutes early. We'll have yours ready in 15 minutes. We see it now. You're just a little early. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like 15
Oh, my
minutes makes
gosh.
that big of a difference? I know I just like said a whole bunch of words and went long, but like I thought it was a funny story. But yeah, anyway, so she ended up getting hers. You and I are still texting last night. This morning you texted me like, have you gotten your phone yet? I'm like, all right, it's at 11. I'm gonna get there like around 10:30. And there's no one waiting outside, so I stay in the car because it's snowing here, like it's snowing and cold and windy. Then all of a sudden, like I see someone kind of walking up there, so I quick get out of the car, hurry up, because I want to be the first
Yeah,
one in there. Because
exactly.
my appointment was for
you-
yesterday.
You know me. I'd have been camping out all night in that place. I'd have a little tent.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, like the old school way, right?
Exactly.
So I get out there and their security guy like checks our temps. They're like, yeah, the store closed early. That's okay. If you had an appointment yesterday, we'll get you in. So like I was the first one out there waiting, and then like, 10 other groups like got behind me. They followed suit. So I'm glad I got out there when I did. They actually let me in like 10 minutes early too. Like I was back with my phone,
Yeah, you're
and I
quick.
did get my phone. I was back on my phone. It was like 11:02, and like the store opened at 11. So it was awesome.
That was.
So I got the phone all set up.
Yeah, I'm glad you got it.
Yeah. I'm glad I have it too. And now I can just like I took some stress out. I mean, it was a stressful couple of days. I'll tell you that much
For
trying
real.
to figure this out. But now I don't have to worry about a phone sitting on the porch. We'll have our new phones at Disney World. We can take it for like the Get Kids the World. We'll take some awesome photos there. So very relieved, very excited. And then you and I are I know you kind of teased with this. We were talking about Popeye's chicken earlier, how we both wanted that sandwich and all this.
Yeah, neither one of us, by the way, neither one of us we've never had the Popeyes chicken sandwich. And so I want to know if it lives up to the hype. I've never had it. I wanted to try it today. And so I was texting you, and so go ahead.
Well, what happened to you? Like you said, I'm gonna get Pam to get one, and what happened with that?
Because the thing is, I decided. Here's the deal: you can't go to a chicken place on a Sunday by where I live because we have 3 places, right? We have Chick-fil-A, we have Raising Cane's, and we have Popeyes. So when Chick-fil-A is closed on Sundays, the other 2 are insanely crazy, like around the whole parking lot. So I was like, oh, I'll go later this week because I'm not going on a day where everybody's getting chicken. And it was right when church got let out. So nope.
Yep.
So,
yep. That was a smart move. I took the opposite approach and got to Popeyes a little later in the day though. And I was parked I was in the street to start the line. I was in the street. Okay.
Yes, I
that's
hear
how
you.
backed up it was.
No, that's how it is at ours all the time.
So I took a photo to show you, like, hey man, I'm in line. Like I'm dedicated. I'm gonna do this. So like we're figuring out the order. Like I want to get the sandwich. We're gonna take it over to my dad to give him some lunch. So like they were talking about getting like a chicken tender platter or something. I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds good. So we get up there. I'm like, yeah, can we do this 14-piece tender meal? Yada yada yada. They're like, sorry, we don't have any. We don't have any tenders. I'm like, oh dang.
Place.
Yeah, I know. We don't have any tenders. So I'm like, well, how about that sandwich? Can I get that? Like, no, we don't have that either. I just rolled out, man.
Oh my
I didn't even say goodbye. I just peeled out, man. I was so angry.
When I heard that, I was just like, man, you have had a weekend, dude. You've driven all over Michigan trying to get phones. You've been they've been jerking your chain about not having appointments. Then you get to Popeyes that don't have chicken. I'm like, oh my God, this is so funny. I mean, it's funny because it's so all funny, over, man. But I'd have been in jail at this point. I'm telling you.
I know. It's wild, man. It's funny. It just makes life interesting, right?
Absolutely.
I did call in for a question.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to make you work, but yeah, go ahead.
No, I loved it. This is a funny question too, though. So if you're going to fly into MCO and you're going to stay a night with a buddy or something on their reservation, would you want to take Magical Express or would you want them to pick you up like a limo style, like in the mystery vehicle with like a sign that said Ramen?
Magical Express would be fine because I don't want to put anybody out. But yeah, if you happen to be at MCO, I would get in the limo too. So I'm just saying. Either way, yeah. it doesn't matter.
Okay.
I can't wait.
Either
I'm
way
so
works
excited.
because the end result is you're going to be at Walt Disney World. So either way, it doesn't matter how you get there, right?
Yeah, and you know what, dude? I got to get in that pool just that night. You know, I know we're going to the Magic Kingdom that night. I can't remember. Yeah. Thursday.
Yeah, we're
night,
going to Magic Kingdom.
Closing that sucker
Yeah.
down, but I got to get in that pool. That pool looks awesome.
Yeah. You got to do the slide, man. Like, because we stayed there 2 nights in the epic, like 4-resort, 25-day trip we did this summer.
Yeah, when you
a
relocated.
couple nights were at the Riviera. Yeah. A couple nights were there. Like that slide, man, like I struggled to get into it. Like it was, I don't know why. Like I struggled, but then once you were in there, man, you were flying. It was awesome. So you got to do the slide too.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be so fun. So you're going down on Friday. And so
Yep.
Besides the Give Kids the World thing, I mean, what are you looking forward to on the trip? Is there anything about Christmas like what's your snack what's the big holiday snack you're going for?
Oh, that whoopie pie thing at the studio.
Yeah, that's right.
Sure.
That's right.
Do that.
Yeah. And we may, somebody said something about the Lady in the Tramp style eating the whoopie pie. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'm definitely having a whoopie pie.
Oh yeah, definitely having a whoopie pie. Looking forward to trying a lot of those treats. We have some good dining. So Elizabeth's birthday is the day after yours, so we have some nice fancy dining. Like a California grill in there, things like that. So we'll be doing some good dining. But honestly, like, just want to catch some of the Christmas stuff and do some relaxing. Like I feel like we don't relax enough in our lives, and when we go down there, and we've been going down a lot, so lots of pool time, things like that. It's gonna be awesome.
I agree. Okay, one last question before we duck out of here for the evening. But so we had this conversation throughout the show about the park hopper coming back. You go, often. You guys have annual passes. How do you think? Mm-hmm. I mean, Jeff had some good points about. Would you like to see a second reservation that you can make at 2:00 for your second park, guaranteeing entry into that second park, or would you rather have it, old style, where you just go where you want to go after 2:00 as long as you have a hopper option on your ticket media? What would you rather do?
I think I lean towards the reservation just so like I have that like security that I know like if I go to Animal Kingdom I'm going to get in, or the studios. Studios would actually be the toughest.
Yeah, studios. Yeah, that's where you're rolling the dice, right? At the studios.
Yeah,
but I feel like people bail though after the 2:00 boarding group attempt. I think a lot of people do jump out.
Absolutely right. Yeah, and I heard you talk about that, and that's absolutely right. Like last week on the listener question show, someone asked the question about should I go to Flight of Passage first or last, and I get the answer of like go to the end of the day because people are bailing on the park at the end of the day, and this could be a reason why they want to do that. Because the capacity is lower at the end of the day, so maybe doing the park hopping will increase some capacity. I could go either way on it. I don't want to like do all the traveling to go to a park and then find out like it's going to be like how it was when I went to Grand Rapids.
Right.
Potentially, they're going to turn me around and say, "Nope,
right.
sorry,
get out, sucker." The moose out front should have told you we're full. No, but here's the thing, though. I mean, you got to think about it from Disney's perspective too. Is that especially like an Animal Kingdom. I mean, I know that a lot of people don't stay till it closes, even though it may close at like 5:00, right? They want people to jump over there maybe for 3 hours because while you're there around supper time, that's going to have people eating at places like Satuli Canteen, Flame Tree, even like Tiffin's. Mm-hmm. I mean, what that's going to do is it's going to give people an opportunity to, obviously it's generates revenue just adding the park hopper period, right? You got to pay for that option. So they're making money just for you to have that right. But if you have a park hopper, you are you're more likely to be in a park until closing. And if you're in a park till closing, whether it's your first or your second park, you're definitely going to have to eat, and you'll probably have more of a chance to buy a souvenir at the end of the day. I think it's a win-win for Disney.
And that's a good point. And maybe it ends up being like a calendar on my Disney Experience app, kind of like how you do the park reservation right now, where maybe you actually don't make a reservation. They'll be like green, yellow, red, or something.
That's what I was thinking.
Kind of show you. It won't tell you what percentage capacity because Disney will never share that. So at least tell you like if it's full to capacity or not. Like I would like that.
Yeah, right. I mean, even if it's like a sliding scale, like there's like green. Okay, this one you're good the rest of the day. Don't sweat this one. But if it's like yellow, it's kind of like you're going over there at your own risk. Or red, don't even try it.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, at your own risk. You might get turned around. You might not, but
Yeah.
But we've warned you.
That'll work. Hey, well, we're
Awesome.
going to duck out of here because we're top of the hour, but can't wait to see you. And we'll talk probably in like 10 minutes texting, but tell the family we said happy Thanksgiving and see you down there in a week and a half.
We'll do. Look forward to seeing you. Have a good night.
All right. See you, Scott. Bye.
Yep. Bye.
All right. Well, that is going to do it for tonight's live show. Thanks for all the great calls and great conversation. Boy, park hopping is back and it's exciting. We have a month and a half until that becomes reality. Let's cross our fingers that does happen on January 1st. Looks like it will. And we have lots to talk about. So this is our last Sunday night show until Thanksgiving here in the United States. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hope if you're celebrating with close family and friends, that you do get to do that safely. And if you're, riding this one out by yourself, lots to be thankful for, even in that instance. We have it pretty good here in our country. So just, be thankful for what you have. We have pretty good. If we're talking about Disney, you have it pretty good in your life. You got to look at it like that. So I'm going to duck out of here. We'll make sure that Skype is rebooted so everybody can get in. We'll be back again next Sunday night, even on the holiday weekend. I love getting together, talking Disney with you. So don't forget, today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. Book your next trip with the great folks over at the Magic for Less. Check them out today over at themagicforless.com. Also, please use our Amazon affiliate link, beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And also a huge shout out to our patrons. You're carrying the load as travel slows down just a bit. And I thank you very much for that. If you'd like some extra content in your week and become a patron yourself, just visit patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Give us a follow on the social media, Instagram and Twitter at beourguestmike and at beourguestpod. And of course, subscribe to the show over on Facebook and YouTube. Hit the bell, slam the bell, whatever the kids say, so you don't miss any notifications of future live shows. All right, time to get out of here. So until we talk again, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. All righty, everybody. We will talk to you soon. We'll be back live tomorrow night, 5:45 Eastern, for the live recordings with Pam and Ricky. Everybody have a good night. Bye. Happy Thanksgiving.